Wow, a week. It's cool, but I'm like, wow, it's a lot of editing and
yeah, you have to stay on top of a lot. And we're just a week in. You've got 3.5 more weeks to do.
And tutorials. So I'm knitting for the tutorial I'm videoing and editing for that. So because the body of the sweater thing will come out on Friday. So if viewers are wondering, yes, your tutorial's coming. It'll just be put up in between these daily vlogs. So keep knitting. It's coming.
Keep going.
Yeah, you can do it. So but just as a preview, I am doing the steek differently. So
okay. So the next one is going to be starting the body, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So if people want to start on the body like now and be ready for Friday, just do the ribbing, because the ribbing back and forth. So the ribbing is like that 2 inches or however much you're planning for, whatever your preference is. And, the ribbing's just back and forth. And then we'll join in the round and I'll show you how I'm going to choose to do the steeking, and also give you an option to go to see a different tutorial if you want to do the steeking in the traditional Icelandic way, the way the designer has done hers. So, I'll explain all that.
I think I might do it as the pattern's written, just to give it a try, just to do it. And we because you need a sewing machine. We have a sewing machine. I've already cleared it with my daughter because her sewing machine set up. I don't want to have to set up my sewing machine to do it. And she's like, oh, fine. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Remember who got you the machine. We should,
it's like parental rights. Come on now.
Yeah. Come on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it as written. And
you're using Lopi.
It's a whole bunch of different yarns, but they're all grippy. They're all grippy yarns.
Cool. And the thing is, we are using grippy. The Galway, the Plymouth Galway, I think is grippy enough. I'm just going to do it the way I'm comfortable doing it. And I do not have a good relationship with my sewing machine, and my daughter's not here to help me with the sewing machine. So I'm like, no. So I'm going to do it the way I'm comfortable doing it. And you all can deal with your sewing machines. And I know the designer, I know Eileen would be like, oh, it's fine, but I have a love-hate relationship in general with sewing machines. So you just enjoy that. I'm not going to fuss with it.
Seamstress type person. So straight rectangular things, I can do that. I can sew very basic rectangular curtains.
Well, and the other thing too is the other thing that Eileen, the designer, mentions on her YouTube channel regarding the way that she does the traditional steek is, if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't want to use your sewing machine, you can hand stitch it.
Yeah.
With sewing machine thread. You can totally do that. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that on Friday.
Yeah. Okay. So I did not cast on the second sleeve since I last talked, because I ended up knitting a hat instead.
Cool. Why?
This is for my husband, who was very grumpy the other day because I never knit him anything, and he needed a hat. And I was like, well, he was like, okay, so we're going on a trip. One of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to a sports event, and so we'll be in an open stadium, and he wants a hat for it. Yeah. And so I was like, he's like, I need to get a hat for the match. And I was like, well, I'll make you a hat. And he's like, you never make me anything. And I was like, fair, but I can do this.
But when you say football match in London, that means soccer, right?
Yeah, we're going to, I don't think we've said so yet. We're going to London. We're leaving in a few days. We'll be gone for a total of 7 days, but a day on each end travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to record though, like while you're various places, we're going to try to do this.
We will see how it works out. I don't know how it's going to work. So, but we are going to try, we're going to be at, we're going to try and keep the same time slot for recording, because Jana's not changing her schedule, but that'll put us at 3 p.m. in the afternoon in London. Right. So we'll be at a football match.
Yeah. So that's 8 a.m. for me. But if we can record a little earlier, I can get myself around and we can try.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have a hat on.
But we'll be different places. We'll be at a football match. We'll be at, where else? Where are we going to be? Oh, the Hyde Park is having a winter festival. We'll be at that one day.
That's
We'll be
cool. We'd
at
love
the
to see
airport a
that.
couple of times.
And so we're going to hopefully go on your adventure with you for a few minutes here and there. So
Yeah. So that's going on. But I got, but just a very basic men's hat. He said he wanted a color stripe. So there's some yellow. And I told him now he looks like a Bruins fan when he wears it. Boston Bruins, because that's the team here.
So what is the teams? I wondered if the colors had anything to do with the teams in London that you're going to go watch the match for.
No, so we're going to a Chelsea game and we're seated on the Chelsea side. So we have to cheer for Chelsea. Like, it's not like here where you're just sort of mixed up. You are on the team side of the stadium. That is who you cheer for. It is dangerous if you do not. So we have to wear blue, but the team also has a yellow jersey that they wear from time to time. So he should be safe with this.
Okay.
He should be.
You don't want to wear the opposite.
It's serious. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, it is serious. Like, people go to the pub ahead of time. There's lots of pubs outside the different stadiums, and some of them are for the team, like they cheer for the team. You do not go in wearing the other team's colors. Or if you're visiting, if you're on the visitors team, you are not welcome to go in there, and they will not let you go in. So it's very there's some history there with the football clubs and the stuff getting out of control. So I think they have very clear rules to try and prevent.
But it's good that you know that ahead of time and you're not just walking into a pub ignorant of that fact.
Right.
So that'll be fun. That'll be fun if you can kind of take us along with you a little bit. That 30 minutes here and there. We'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah. So, my only worry is the Wi-Fi. That's my only worry. Like, as long as we'll have connection, we should be fine. So I have my progress.
Yeah, because we didn't get to see it last time.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it. So here's the new.
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's cool.
There it is. All you can see all the colors now.
Yeah. Wow.
I really love this color. I really love this colorway.
And we weren't sure when you had it in the skein. That's neat.
Yeah.
So what about the chicken report?
So yarn chicken, I ended up with less than a yard left of this one.
Okay.
And then I was short on this one. So it's definitely some skein variations going on.
Yes.
Because I'm not changing my stitch count. The tension's the same. So it's just a minor variation.
So it's a little bit of skein variation between makers. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it's the same maker, just different, I don't know if she's buying mini skeins pre-wound or if she's winding them off, but the variation has been within a yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just, it is what it is. So like I said, I have plenty of little bits of this same kind of yarn that has been working. So
you're not going to alter your stitch count at all?
No.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's over, sometimes it's under.
And
I have 5 shades that I can finish off the row with.
And it's nice. It's nice to use up the bits as well, isn't it?
Yeah, get them used up. So there's my things.
Nice.
So she posted, and again, this is from the Fiber Seed. If you go to her Instagram account, the day after that yarn goes live, she posts what the inspiration was. So this one here went live today, and it's from the Very Grouchy Ladybug. There's a picture that says, 5 a.m. in the morning, and it's sort of like the pink of the sky and green leaves and yellow and stuff. So it's that section of the page. And then these two, I don't know yet. She hasn't released these two yet. So we'll see.
Nice.
Anyway, you want to see today's?
Yes.
I do too. Ooh, it's very soft and like rose gardeny.
Ooh,
isn't that pretty?
It's lovely.
Like pinky browns up here.
I don't really like the earthy brown tones.
Yeah. So that's today's. Cool. I have a 3-hour door watching shift, volunteer shift this afternoon. So I should be able to get most of that knit while I'm there.
Door watching?
Yeah, I just volunteer at a place and I just man the door for like 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
I just sit there and knit. So perfect. So
Cool. And knitting security.
that's right. I got sharp sticks.
There you go. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
All right, girl in her wool. Show me what you got.
Day 7.
Ooh.
Right on. Oh my word. That was unexpected.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that purples? Is that like a deep purple in there?
Kind of looks blackish. Or like a navy.
Oh, navy. Okay. Wow.
Wow. Let's see if I can put it next to yesterday's. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm holding up the right one. Okay, this is 7. This is 6. So here's today, here's 6.
Okay.
And here's 5.
Interesting.
Super. And then here's 4. Oh, I'm loving that. That is cool.
Like it looks like, every day she sort of takes out a color and replaces it with something else to sort of.
Oh yeah, makes a good thing.
Like. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, very nice.
I'm excited about that.
British Yarn Explorers.
Yep.
Oh. We have a person today? No person today. Oh, it's Ryland. Look at the little elf. So cute.
That's neat.
So it's Ryland here, sort of a mid-brown.
Huh? Oh, I like the shade, the tones. It's all.
Yeah.
I love a good hand.
Not solid. It's, it's got a nice variation to it. Okay, Ryland. So this is Ryland DK, British wool from a lovely lady on eBay who has a flock. I love that. So it's a dark brown gray wool, affectionately known as the teddy bear sheep. These sheep are really easy to handle and are very hardy. They have face markings which liken it to a chocolate brown teddy bear. The Ryland is one of the oldest English sheep breeds going back 7 centuries when the monks of Leominster and Herefordshire bred sheep and grazed them on the rye pastures, giving them their name. This DK has a soft handle and makes a really warm fabric. I have a cozy Ryland hat. The stitch definition is great. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's super soft, but it's not triggering any sort of prickle at all. Right. But you can feel its wool, but it's not prickly. That's interesting. This is another one that's totally new to me. You see, it has a nice fuzziness to it.
And I'm guessing if they call it the teddy bear sheep, I'm guessing it's not open faced. It probably has wool on its face. I mean, I'll have to look it up and see a picture, but I'm guessing maybe it has wool on its face.
Yeah.
So,
we'll have to.
Which is more difficult to shear, obviously, than a sheep.
I bet, yeah, because you got to get in there.
Yeah. Careful of the ears.
You're a barber as well as a shearer.
That's right. Nice. Cool. All right, let me look. Let me see here. We are now on day 7. This is Mount Rainier National Park in Mount Rainier's in Washington State.
Yes, this is our interview today's with Yoriko.
Right. And this is her package inspired by Mount Rainier. Ooh, interesting. Look at that.
Oh, I like how she packages that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and there's her web address too, which I'll put down below also. Yoriko Oki. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Oh, I really love that. The blue with the pink and the purple.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely.
That's probably the darkest blue there, a darker navy. Yeah.
If you open it up, is it the blues all on one side and the pink and purples on the other?
Well, let's look. Yep.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. So you have like a little bit of pink in the middle of the purple and the blue. Very nice. It's so interesting how you think it's one way in the hank and then you open it and you see.
And one thing I want to get better at is quote reading a skein.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't feel like I understand that very well. Do you?
Like thinking how it's going to look when you knit it up.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I'm getting better at it, but yes.
And I'm trying to put this back together. There we go. Okay, look, I did a better job that time.
Good job. You're getting there.
So this colorway is called Rainier, and this is the Mighty Elf 2 sock yarn. 80% superwash wool, 20% nylon, 20 grams, 84 yards. So
very nice. Very nice.
Exciting. Cool. All right.
All right. And now people are going to get to hear our interview with her.
Yep. We'll just jump right to that, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Welcome, Yoriko. We're glad to have you on the podcast. This is day 7 of our National Parks countdown.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. You're in Vancouver Island, British Columbia?
I'm actually in Richmond, British Columbia, which is right next to Vancouver.
Okay.
So this is where the Vancouver airport is. So if you've been to Vancouver before, and if you flew in, you've been to Richmond before.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, we wanted to have you on to talk about your hand dyeing. And if you could start off by telling us how you got into hand dyeing yarn.
It's kind of a long story. I just remember before this interview, I actually dyed my first skein of yarn when I was probably in elementary school.
Oh.
And it was not a chemical dye. I picked all those horse tail from my mom's garden. And she was probably thought like I was weeding. Like, no, I wasn't that good. And then I boiled it up. But I did have the book, but being a child, I didn't know what the modern was.
Oh, okay.
I kind of decided to ignore it.
So you just use the horsetails from your mother's garden without,
And it was just, I got really, really pale yellow.
Okay.
Which is like still exciting to a kid.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I would be excited about that.
Yeah. But anyways, fast forward about 20 years. I probably learned to dye first. I think it was 1999 when I was in a fashion design school in Vancouver. And I took a lot of textile art related classes at the Mowry. Mowry is it's like everybody in textile art in Vancouver knows about them. They supply dyes and a lot of other things in textile arts to the community. And they had the fabulous classes throughout the year back then. And I probably took most of the classes they offered. And one of them was the dyeing yarn. So I learned how to dye with acid dyes for protein fibers. I learned how to dye cellulose fibers with frozen MX. Mm-hmm. And I also took natural dye classes, and then I figured out what the modern was.
Excellent. So you have an Etsy store as well as a website, right? Yes. Okay. What makes your stores, your shops unique?
What I like to do is yes, I am selling my yarn, but what I like to offer people is I want people to get excited about your next project. Yeah. Sometimes people say I don't know what to knit next, but I like to give you that inspiration. Mm-hmm. So a lot of time what I like to do is I dye my yarn in collections. Instead of just one of colorways. One of them, like you said earlier, you like these green ones. That's, I have a few things here. This is my Earth Day collection.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is the collection I released this spring in April before Earth Day. Right. So, having the collection, if you like to pick 2 colors, you get more, there's very similar factors in terms of colors in the colorways. So they go together very well. And also like giving the name Earth Day collection, you get inspiration from the name as well. Like Earth Days, we talk about environment, you know, we worry about the environment as well. So I hope that way I can give you some inspiration as well. And I have a lot of other things, but yeah, what I do a lot is I dye yarn in collections.
Wonderful. Well, you mentioned that you learned how to dye both animal and cellulose fibers. Is there a certain fiber that you really love to work with, or maybe a certain colorway that you really like to dye?
I love dyeing mohair yarn.
Really? Oh, wow.
Mohair is...
I wasn't expecting that.
Right? The mohair is a dream fiber for dyers. They take the colors so vibrantly, and I like nice, rich, strong colors. So I actually started dyeing yarn like in a commercial scale about 20 years ago. I just learned to weave. Back then, we didn't have those online shops like we do now, right? There was pretty much only Amazon, and they're selling only books, nothing else.
Right.
We didn't even have Facebook back then.
I remember that.
Yeah. So what we had to do as weavers is we mail ordered.
Yes.
If you remember that, mail ordered.
Yes. You got a catalog in the mail and then you called.
Yeah. And just hope that it actually comes after you send in the check. And then most of the yarns available back then were in white, especially weaving yarn. So we had to dye yarn to bring colors into our work. That's how I started dyeing like in more quantity, originally for my own work, because I started weaving in 2001. Then my studio partner, Fiber Art Studio, is like my shared studio. And I'm actually not the owner of the studio, but we have 5 individual artists. And Etsy shop is kind of our common outlet online. One of my studio partners, Penny, she weaves beautiful mohair blankets, and she bought the mohair yarn wholesale. She gave me, I bought one comb from her, and she said, yeah, do something about it. And then I dyed I scanned it up. It came in a cone, so I scanned it up, dyed it. And I still remember pulling out the purple yarn from the dye pot. I just gasped. It was beautiful.
Wow.
So it's just like the way the mohair takes dyes is just, there's nothing like that.
Interesting. I had no idea. I've never had anyone tell me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
That's very interesting. When you're dyeing yarn for the purpose of weaving, are there different considerations that you have to take into account, or is it pretty much the same as dyeing for knitting?
For weaving, ideally the yarn itself is very different from knitting yarn. Although you can weave with knitting yarn as well. Because for the weaving yarn, for the knitting, the rounder the yarns, the better. Because it fills in the space between the stitches, and it gives better stitch definition as well. But for weaving, 2-ply is the best, because they're always like cloth, right? They warp and weft.
Yes.
And the 2-plies, those grooves kind of lock each other and make the more stable fabric that way. And also knitters love superwash, but superwash is not the ideal yarn for weaving, because I show you what to do. You know what? I was not expecting to do this, but I just finished teaching a weaving class at Stitches, so I just happen to have this in front of me. I just a teaser from my class. Okay, so we have weaving. It's kind of wonky, but we just finished weaving. It's kind of loosely woven, but yeah, it's okay. You like it. It's nice and lacy, so you go for a walk, right? And then you start walking, and this happens. Just walking away.
Oh,
You see the yarns all sliding down?
yeah.
Yeah. So because the woven pieces don't have those loops like knitting, if you don't have proper yarn and proper set means the density of the yarn. It's like gauge in knitting, like
Yeah.
how many warps yarn or how many weft yarn in 1 inch. That's like set and number of shots. If you don't choose those combination properly, this happens.
Mm.
So for that reason, for weaving, superwash is not the best yarn because it's more slippery and tends to like slide down
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
in the finished piece.
Mhm.
And also, you can still weave with superwash if you set properly, but you cannot do really lacy weave. So weavers like non-superwash yarn because of that reason. Mohair is like kind of dream for weavers because
Sticky.
it's sticky. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know like all yarn looks the same, but they are not. They're very
no.
engineered product.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah, I never realized that. My mother's done some weaving, but I never realized, that it would be better to have different yarn than you would for knitting. So you mentioned that you teach classes, and so we're curious what you have coming up for the new year and what you have planned.
Okay, so I think there will be short time. I'll be teaching 2 classes at virtual bulk knitting live.
Oh,
One is the color theory class called Color Magic, Color Magic Challenge, and the other one is how to dye yarn or wool yarn 101. So if you're curious how to dye wool yarn, I teach you in 2-hour class. And also what else schedule is for the new year, I think I actually have like most of the spring filled up already. I'll be teaching at least January Stitches at Home. That's a virtual class. That's another color theory class. My color theory class is pretty popular. It usually fills up quite well.
Mhm.
And then in March, I'll be teaching at Stitches West.
oh,
There will be 3 color classes, one for dyers, one for knitters and crocheters, and one for weavers. So 3 color classes. And at the end of April, I'll be at the Bazaar Girls in Port Townsend in Washington State and teaching the same color theory class as part of the retreat. So that's what's on my agenda right now.
you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I have a lot going on. Yes.
Do you have where can people find you on? You have your Etsy shop?
You can find me on my website. That's www.yorikooki.com.
Okay.
Make sure you spell my name Yoriko because a lot of people spell it with Yuriko. I think that's more like common Japanese name you see, but my name
We'll
is
put the link
Yo.
down below in the video description. I'll put it down there so people can just click.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my website. And in terms of social media, I'm most active on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's Yoriko.oki.
All right. Do you have any other yarns or anything you want to show us?
Yeah. Like, so like I did tell you, okay, I show you this one. It's called, and the winner is.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So this yarn is a part of Galaxy collection.
I can see why. That's lovely.
That's gorgeous.
Okay. And like originally I had a different name for this yarn, which was the City Nights. It's like, dark navy night sky with lots of neon colors.
Mhm.
But when I reached 500 followers on Instagram, I decided to do giveaway like most people do. And I was really, really nervous, right? Like, what if I start this giveaway and nobody wants my yarn?
Oh.
I know people laugh now, but I was like, honestly, I was just so nervous. Like, that would be a big defeat and everything. But then as soon as I hit the share button, I started getting entries one after another. By the end of 5-day period, I had like over 1,000 entries.
Wow.
I was like, wow. So that's the reason I changed this yarn's name to and the winner is, because I wanted to remember that excitement.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
That's and the winner is. So the Galaxy collection comes in 7 colorways, and they are very similar, but kind of different background. This one is called Andromeda. It has a black background with lots of colors, like so. And one time I decided to make Find Your Fate shawl with my Galaxy collection. So this is the finished one.
Oh, that's cool.
That is lovely.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. And didn't you love knitting that? I loved making mine.
I love knitting this one, and it took me about 6 months because, of course, I had other projects as well.
Yeah.
But I was kind of sad when I finished knitting.
No, I kind of want to make another one. Yeah, that's what I have here.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make another one. It's so satisfying.
It could be a short one with me if you like.
That's lovely. That's beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
So do you have, people can find the Galaxy collection on your website or your Etsy shop?
Yes. Yeah. They come in full skein collection. So if you like to make that shawl,
yes,
you can get full skein collection. And I also offer it in the mini skein collection. So you get 7 mini skeins, or you can buy individual colors as well.
That's lovely.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's lovely to meet you. People do you have a newsletter as well people can sign up with?
Yes. If you go to my website, there's a sign up sheet for the newsletter as well.
Okay, perfect.
I have a coupon code for your listeners.
Oh, yay!
Perfect.
Yes.
We love that.
Yeah.
So I set up coupon code PURLTOGETHER. It's valid on my website only, not on Etsy shop.
Okay.
So on my website, PURLTOGETHER will give you 15% off until the end of December.
Excellent. That's very kind, Yoriko.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Wonderful. We'll put that down below as well, so viewers don't have to remember. All the details will be in the video description below. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.